Hi everyone, today I'll be discussing the famous visual clip experiment and what it is, tell us about in fate, depth, perception. The visual clip experiment was the first developed by psychologists Eleanor Gibson and Richard Walk in 1960. The goal was to understand whether depth perception is something in face are born with or something they learn through experiments. To test this, they create setup that look like a clip. It had a solid glass surface covering both sides. One side had patterned surface directly under the glass, and another side had the same pattern several feet below, create a illusion of sudden drop or cliff. When infants who could crawl were placed on a platform, they were encouraged to cross from the shallow side to the deep side, usually by their mother calling them. Most of the infants refused to crawl across the cliff, even though the glass was solid and safe. Interestingly, younger infants who hadn't yet started crawling didn't show the same hesitation when placed on the glass. The experiment led researchers to conclude that the depth perception developed around the time infants begin to move independently, typically around 6 to 8 months old. In other words, the ability to perceive depth is partly innate but also influenced by experience and motor development. When infants start calling, they begin to understand and respond to visual cues and distance and depth in their environment. The visual clip study was important because it showed that perception and motor skill are closely connected. It also helped us understand how infants begin to interact safely with the world around them. Overall, the experiment demonstrates that infants are not only capable of depth perception, but that ability plays a key role in their develop independence and understand of space.